My presentation is on the International Museum of Women. What is the International Museum of Women? Well, at least the website. Starting off, originally it was the Women's Heritage Museum, founded in 1985, but in 2014 it merged with a charity called the Global Fund for Women. And both, entities have the same goal, which is supporting women and helping them out with issues that they still face around the world. Over the last decade, the International Museum of Women has provided many resources such as exhibits, public programs, book fairs, and resources for classrooms during Women's History Month. The charity, on the other hand, Global Fund for Women, focuses on fighting for women's rights across the globe through charity. As I'll show their website, their main goal with the money they get is to provide resources for these women in different parts of the world where they might not have the same opportunities or the same tools to be able to get out of these places where they're being mistreated. The thing I found interesting was the Ignite Women Fueling Science and Technology, and that part of the website was more geared towards the expansion and support for women in the technological field. How does this relate to the class? So, throughout many lectures, we have been able to see, or we've learned about the many struggles of women in the past and in the present. Either it be women breaking the traditional job role, such as in the telegraph and tractor, women's increased involvement in men-dominant fields, and increased in work discrimination, also seen in tractor, like the tractor lecture. Oppression of women for their beliefs, what they do, how they act, what they wear. We saw that in headscarf lecture. And the equal rights movement of women during the mid 1900s to late 1900s, and the uprising of feminism. Those lectures are all related to the museum because a lot of those things are included in the museum. The objective, and the objective is of getting these women that are still being mistreated or still not being taken seriously, or just in general being disregarded. And the traditional job role in the telegraph, we learned that when the telegraph first came to be, it was very male dominant, just as computer science and engineering is nowadays. But women refused to go down without a fight. They objected to the way that they were perceived, which was caregivers, and they fought for the right to be able to be included in these jobs and to prove themselves. We still see that today. I mean, there's a lot of high paying jobs or high profile jobs that are still very well men dominated, as we can see computer science or engineering. So the involvement of women in these fields and the increased workplace discrimination, both of them go together because it's not a thing of the past. It still goes on to this day. An example would be women being passed up for promotions when they deserve it, just because they're women, they don't get picked. So that's still workplace discrimination that goes on. Oppression of women for their beliefs and where there's articles on the website that talk about that women are being mistreated, but they're being mistreated and domestic violence against them because they they will not like go on with their, I guess, traditional role. They're trying to do something better for themselves, and there's still people out there that are trying to like avoid that. And the movement for equal rights, and I guess that plays more into the whole getting women into technology, because that is right. You know, they should be allowed to be able to pursue that and not be discouraged because there's not that many women in that field. And we see that oftentimes in these fields because, well, the women that are like in the fields of technology are oftentimes silenced. You know, they're not taken seriously. They're humiliated sometimes. They're told that they only got the job because, well, they had to meet us like a specific quota, etc., etc. And yeah, so that's why I relate to the class, because we've learned about all these struggles, and the website, like, or the museum talks about them, how they still affect people around the world, or how they still affect women, and how it's not a thing of the past. So what did the website teach me? Well, most of the things are things that I already knew, but I guess it goes more like into an emphasis, like into more detail, like because of the articles that it provides and the resources that they promote. It taught me about the violence that women still face, and how it's like it's not something that it's gonna go away anytime soon. I mean, it's something that it's a fight that's still gonna keep being fought, like very down the road, but they're actually trying to do something about it. It also taught me the importance of getting young girls involved in technology, and how it's important to start them off like early, so when they get to, I guess, middle school, high school, college, they're not discouraged because they don't see many girls in that field. They promote a lot of resources such as like the hackathon for girls, how that helps them out, like getting girls involved, like, or getting girls excited for that. Also, it taught me more about their goal, which is to promote like support for women, also events that they hold, and resources they give to the women in order to like be able to like, how do you say it, continue their fight for equal rights, you know. What did I like and found interesting about the website? Well, I like the many information that it gives out. I think the articles are very interesting, especially the ones that talk about technology and how to make more people, I guess, motivated to be in it, specifically girls. Also, I found the articles about the mistreatment that still goes on today, such as the disappearance of women in Argentina, sexual harassment in countries, in third world countries, domestic violence, yeah, stuff like that. I think it's important for them, or I think it's important for them to continue to give these resources out, and get this information out to the public, because if nobody talks about it, it's still gonna go on. It's still gonna happen. It won't stop until until more people get involved. That's how, I guess, all problems get resolved. And this is one that should be resolved, and you would think it would be resolved by now, especially considering it's almost 2020. Yeah, stuff like this shouldn't be happening anymore. So my conclusion, critiques, what I thought was missing. Well, I thought the website was really good. I did learn a lot, and I was able to piece it to the lectures we've had in class. And yeah, I mean, I really like the information they give out. And although I don't have any brothers, although I don't have any sisters, I do have like nieces and stuff like that, and it gives me more of a perspective to encourage them to get involved more. You never really think about these things because it doesn't affect, I guess, me specifically, since I'm a guy. Yeah. One of the critiques or things that I would say is missing is it does seem a bit outdated, at least in the main page when you first go on it. It mostly just talks about I guess the merging of the two entities, which is the museum and also the charity. I think if they were to, I guess, make it more attractive, the website, it would probably get more people involved, or get more people to visit the website, because I do think it's an important resource to have, also to learn and stuff like that. I will be doing or showing the proof that I actually went on the websites, which is right here. This is the main page. It talks about how the information or background about the website. Going to the home, here we have the women in technology section of the website. There's also other resources here, like how to get involved, the projects they're working on, and other parts of the website. And like I said, I did focus more on the women feeding science technology section, because I feel like it does relate to what we talked about in class about women breaking, I guess, the stereotype of being caregivers or being stay-at-home moms, and how this website encourages for that to be a thing of the past, and to help women become the new engineers, the new computer scientists, the new startup leaders, I guess, CEOs. Yeah, everybody deserves to be on an even playing field. So yeah, this is the website. I think it's a very cool website. I think very easy to follow, a lot of resources, a lot of information in general. And lastly, this is the charity they merged with, which is the Global Fund for Women, and how it's fighting for women's rights around the world. Here it talks about what they do in order to help these women, where the money goes to, that people donate, and how more people can get involved and actually play a part in the ending of women's suffrage, or at least the fight for it to be over in countries that do not have the same resources that we have. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my presentation. And like I said, I feel like it does really relate to the class, just because of how many of the topics we talked about related to how women are still being mistreated, are still I mean, they're not taken seriously sometimes, and hopefully as we go on in history, or as we go on through life, this diminishes, and we actually have an equal system between men and women, where nobody is, I guess, discriminated against just because, I guess, the boss doesn't believe that the woman can't do as much as the man. And so yeah, that's pretty much my presentation. I thought the website was pretty good. Like I said, it's really interesting. I still visit it after this class, just because I do want to be more involved with stuff like this. It's something that is important for me, although I show it, but it is. So yeah, thanks.